Hello, my students. I hope you're doing well. Yes, it's me again, your madam, Madam Gracious from Educare, Tanzania. My Form 4 student, we are proceeding with our chemistry session and our series of our sessions with our topic, which is soil chemistry. My student, in this topic, we have tried to look on the concept of soil formation, the plant's nutrient in the soil, nutrients is up in soil, but also we have tried to look on the concept of manure and fertilizers. Na katika session iliyopita tumeishia kwenye soil reaction. I hope kwa sababu mnasikiliza session 1 baada ya nyingine, so you will know how tumeishia wapi na hii tunayoanza ni muendelezo wa iliyopita. So today we are just going to talk on the testing soil pH. So tuliona kuhusiana na soil reaction, tukaona kuhusiana na soil pH, umuhimu wake, tukaona kuhusiana na the factors zinazo affect the pH, lakini here today tunaenda kuona kuhusiana na testing soil pH, kwamba ni jinsi gani tunaweza tukatest hii soil pH. My student, don't get confused. Tuliongelea kuhusiana na determination of the soil reaction, kwamba tunaweza tukajua kwamba the soil is made up of acidic nature or basic nature kwa kuconsider concentration ya hydroxyl ion and hydrogen ion present there in the soil. Lakini hapa tunaenda kufanya testing of this soil pH. So the soil pH is measured in order to assess soil nutrients that may be lacking and crop suitable. So kumbe tunafanya hii soil pH, kwamba hii testing the soil pH tunafanya measuring ya hii soil pH kwa lengo la kufanya ile assessment ya soil nutrient that may be lacking and crops suitable, kwamba zitakuwa zimekosekana pale na zinahitajika ili mmea or the plant iweze kugrow healthily. So there is method of testing this soil pH. Now, the first, anasema kwamba there are two main methods used to obtain soil sample for pH test. Kwamba tunaweza tukajua kwamba huu udongo soil pH yake ni vipi. Kwamba tunaweza tukatumia sasa hizi methods za kuweza kufanya kutesting ile soil pH. For instance, tuna hii hapa transverse method, lakini tuna zigzag method. So we can able to test the soil pH kwa kutumia the soil sample. Kwamba tunatumia kiwango kidogo, just a portion to represent the whole. Hatuwezi kupima au hatuwezi kutest the soil pH katika shamba zima au katika the whole acre. No, it's difficult. So in order to simplify, we are just taking the simple. Tunafanya tunachukua sample, tunachukua a portion ambayo ita represent the whole area. Maybe it's the area of the 5 acres. So you can see, baada ya kuchukua au baada ya kuconsider this kind of transverse method or zigzag method kumeasure ile au kutest the soil pH there, utajua kumbe katika hii 5 acre hii area 5 acre ina kind of what kind of soil pH is there kwa kutumia tu hizo method mbili. So you can able to obtain the soil sample for pH testing kwa kutumia hizo transverse and zigzag method. Now let us start with the one method and another. The first method is the transverse method. When we talk about transverse method, it involves the collecting samples diagonal within the farm. Simply, my student, as you can see the diagram here, inachukua unafanya collection ya zile sample ile soil diagonal, as you see here, this angle to this angle. So you will take this sample, for instance, kama unaona hapa kaeka x, it means this is a samples amezi pick au amezi collect, but also this one. So it's your diagonal from that angle to that angle, from that angle to that angle. It is diagonal relationship. So ukisha collect sample diagonally in this way is where you can able to test. Na baada ya kutest mean that simply utaweza kujua nao kumbe eneo langu hili lote lina kind or lina nature fulani ya soil pH. Kwa sababu means umetokea hapa mpaka hapa. Ina maana huu this kind of soil itakuwa involved, but also this one will be involved, this will be involved, this will be involved. So obvious, your farm or your area, it will be tested the kind of soil pH there by this transverse method kwa ku collect the samples diagonal only. So you can see how it is simplified. Instead of collecting the whole sample of the area and test for the soil pH, so it's difficult. So in order to have to avoid the time consuming or to simplify the process, we just taking the portion, the sample, the proportion of the area, then we measure it or we test it. Another is zigzagger method. When you talk about zigzagger method, this is different from the transverse method. So in zigzagger method, the soil pH, the soil pH inakuwa tested, it involves collecting samples zigzagger pattern within the farm. Kwamba kwenye shamba lako pale or in your area there, you are collecting those samples of your soil zigzagger. Mean that you can see this is 1, this is 2, but here you have 4, you have 5 there, you have 6 there. So it is zigzagger. So once you trace some lines here, utaona kwamba okay, it's like random zigzagger. So this is quite different from the transverse. Kwa sababu kwenye transverse tulikuwa inakuwa unafanya collection ya zile samples za portion ya soil yako in diagonal. Diagonal, and it is systematic. So this one you can see it is very zigzag. So something to note here is avoid taking sample from old manure heap and along path. Kwamba uache au usichukue zile sample from old manures. Kwa sababu hii ita affect wakati unafanya ile testing. So wakati unafanya testing ya ile soil yako, usiende kwenye zile heaps or along the path of them ukachukua the sample from that old manures. Also, soil sample is measured using pH meters or color indicator dye. Kwamba hii soil pH, soil samples zitakuwa measured kwa kutumia hii soil meters. Not only soil meters, you can also use the color indicator dye. It means that this is ni rangi ambayo inatumika. Rangi ambayo inatumika itakuwa kama indicator. Mean that kama kuna uwepo wa acid itakuletea pale the color change. So that indicator itakuwa ni kama kiashiria cha wewe kujua okay, here it is acidic or here it is base, na utaweza kujua hiyo pH of your soil or your sample soil. Now, how can we managing the soil pH? My students, katika kipindi kilichopita tuliona the factor affecting the soil pH. Sasa here tutajaribu kuona kwamba ni jinsi gani tunaweza tukafanya managing ya hii soil pH. Ni jinsi gani tunaweza tukamanage those factors ambazo zina affect au zinahinda au zinafanya destruction au zinafanya changes ya hii soil pH. Simply managing soil pH, here we are talking about the adjusting or modifying the soil pH to a required range using an appropriate method. Kumbe sawa, soil yetu inaweza kawa affected maybe na rock factor, maybe human activities, application of the fertilizers. So kumbe tunaweza kumanage his effect. For instance, tunaweza kufanya managing of the soil pH kwa kufanya addition of the some substance or addition of appropriate things. Kwamba okay, hapa kuna kiwango kikubwa sana cha acid. Kumbe tunaweza tukafanya addition ya appropriate au tukafanya modification or addition of some substance or compound there kwenye ile soil, na ikafanya neutralization, ikafanya stabilization or ikabalance ile acidity and so forth. Now let us see the methods of modifying soil pH. Kwamba kuna method mbalimbali ambazo zinatumika kufanya modification au kuadjust au kumanage hii soil pH. Common method of modifying soil pH include the following. The method chosen depend on whether the soil is acidic or alkaline. Kwamba zifuatazo ni njia ambazo zinatumika kufanya modification ya soil pH, lakini we can't modify the soil pH bila kuangalia the nature. So we have to know the nature of the soil. Maybe it's acidic, or basic in nature. And the final is where we can develop now the methods to modify such kind of soil. The first is the addition of amendment or liming material. Kwamba tunafanya amendment. These liming materials. Liming materials, obviously my student, word note. As we proceed, tutakuja kuona what is liming material and so forth. So tunafanya addition ya his liming material ili kuweza kufanya nini? Modification or kuadjust ile soil pH. Another is use of fertilizer, but also tunaweza tukatumia mbolea. Tuliona kwamba most of the fertilizers are acidic, but also there is a fertilizer which is calcium nitrate ambayo inakuwa in base form. So kumbe tunaweza tukatumia baadhi ya mbolea kuzifanyia addition katika our soils, katika maeneo yetu, katika our farms, ili kuweza ku stabilize or ku standardize the required soil pH, so as the plant can be favored to grow healthy. Another is tillage practice. So vile tunaweza tukafanya hizo tillage practices, kufanya hizo modification also by using organic matters. When we talk about organic matters here, my student, tunaongelea kuhusiana na zile manure, so zile decomposition za plant materials zenyewe, vile na zile waste, animal wastes. So kumbe zikisha decompose vile tunaweza tukazitumia kufanya modification. Na maana tunaweza tuka-add hizi organic matters or these manures katika soil, tukafanya hiyo hapo modification. Another is improving the drainage. So the ability or the situation of improving the drainage simply itaweza kusaidia kumodify katika soil pH. Now let's just see the method of modifying soil pH of alkali soil. Kwamba tumeona method ambazo zinaweza zikatumika katika kumodify hiyo soil pH, lakini tumesema kwamba hiyo soil pH itakuwa modified kulingana, so yenyewe ina depend na nature ya nini? Ya soil. If soil is basicity to the extent or acidic to the extent, is where now we can try to look on methods ambazo tutaweza kuzitumia ili kufanya modification there. So now tuone kama our soil is made up of alkaline soil, kwamba hii hapa ni made up of base. So tutafanya modification zipi? First one, a common amendment used to acidify alkaline soil is sulfur. Kumbe sulfur inaweza kutumika hapa ili kuweza kuacidify alkaline salt. Kwamba kama ni alkaline tunatakiwa tuifanyie acidified, tuifanyie modification. So tunafanya tu addition ya sulfur. So sulfur is oxidized by microorganisms to provide the sulfate ions and the hydrogen ions. So you see here, this hydrogen ion is acidic. So tutaweza kuacidify hii kind of alkali solution kwa kuprovide the sulfur, ambayo sulfur itakuwa oxidized na hizi microorganism. Simply ikishakuwa oxidized na hizi microorganism itaenda kuform formation of sulfate. Sulfate ile mean that after dissociating tutakuja kupata the sulfate ions and the hydrogen ions. So those hydrogen ions means zitafanya addition, maana tunajua kwamba H positive yenyewe ina represent the concentration of acid, so itafanya addition there kwenye alkali soil. Simply tutakuwa tumefanya modification. Another method of modifying the soil pH which is made up of alkali in nature is the hydrogen ions lower the pH of the soil. Kwamba this hydrogen ions zitalower ile pH ya soil. Another is the iron 3, iron 2 sulfate, this one, and the aluminum sulfate, this one, used to lower the pH of the soil. Kwamba this aluminum sulfate and the iron 2 sulfate zenyewe zinasaidia ku lower the pH of the soil. Kwa hiyo hii itaweza kufanya modification. Why? Simply because contain acidic cation which is iron 2 but also aluminum. Here iron 2 and aluminum 3, they play part of acid. Simply kwa sababu hizi hapa zina act as a donor. So you can see also zinakuwa na hizi vacant. So vacant orbitals. So zenyewe zinakuwa zina play part of acidic zinachukua ile characteristics za acid. So kama zinachukua characteristics za acid, so kumbe tukiwa na iron 2 sulfate vile vile na aluminium sulfate zitasaidia kulower the pH, ambayo pale kwenye ile soil itakuwa is made up of alkaline. So hii itasaidia kulower ile alkaline na kufanya addition ya hizi sulfate, hizi kata iron ambazo ni acid, kwa hiyo itasaidia kufanya modification. But also ammonium based fertilizer such as urea ambayo inakuwa na this one 4600 and ammonium phosphate. Hizi hapa ni kama ratio zake. I hope tulisoma zile fertilizer ratio, fertilizer analysis or grades, ndo hizo wameziweka huko. So you can see ammonium based fertilizer ambayo ni urea ambayo ina hizi hapa fertilizer ratio, but also ammonium sulfate ambayo ina hii hapa ratio, or this one, but also are oxidized by soil microorganism producing hydrogen ion. Hizi zote hizi mbolea tukizitumia zinakuwa oxidized na zile microorganism, kwamba wewe utaimwaga pale itakuwa oxidized na wale wanyama wale, hizi microorganisms watafanya decomposition. After there watafanya releasing of those hydrogen ions. After releasing the hydrogen ion itasaidia kumodify au kuadjust the alkaline soil ambayo iko pale. Another is manure. So after looking those fertilizers, when we talk about manure, for instance, manure are used to lower the soil pH, simply are oxidized by soil microorganism producing hydrogen ion. Kwamba this kind of manure zenyewe zinakuwa oxidized na hizi microorganisms ambapo zinapelekea releasing of hydrogen ion. Something to note is the amount of the amendment applied depend on the property of the product and the soil condition. Kwamba kumbe product yenyewe na soil condition ndio itapelekea hizo kind of modification. For instance, wewe you have your soil condition ambayo ni alkaline. Yes, you need to have modification or to make adjustment. So you can see the product ambayo umeitumia, umetumia this kind of manure, so you have to know their ratio. So inategemea. So you can see your area or your farm is very big and you have what you have this lower ratio or lower product concerning on your modification. It will be difficult. So unatakiwa ujue kwamba hizo applied amendments or changes zina depend na property ya product ulionayo vile vile na ya soil condition. Lakini my student, tuliona kuhusiana na application of liming, kwamba jinsi gani tunaweza kutumia material liming ili kuweza kufanya hizo modification. Simply when we talk about liming, is application of calcium in various forms to soil in order to increase the soil pH value. Kumbe tunapoongelea hizi liming tunaongelea hizi calcium. So matumizi ya hizi calcium, na hizi calcium matumizi yake yatasaidia kufanya hizo nini, changes au amendments za soil pH value. So and when we talk about liming material, simply by definition, liming material is the application of calcium compound to increase the soil pH value. For instance, tuna mifano hapa ya hizi liming material. Kumbe liming ni matumizi ya calcium compound. Lakini tunavyoongelea liming ni matumizi ya calcium. Lakini tunavyoongelea liming material tuna involve sasa zile calcium compounds. Simply maana yake kwamba zile calcium is made up of two or more elements. They are combined together. Imekuwa compound, not alone. Kwa hiyo imeform ile compound. So for instance, tuna mfano wa calcium carbonate, ambayo tunapoongelea calcium carbonate simply tunaongelea chemical name ambayo ni limestone. So this one calcium carbonate. So you can see here calcium haiko peke yake, imekuwa compacted or imekuwa bonded with carbonate. That's why tunasema liming material ni application ya calcium compound, lakini liming is just application of calcium. Another is calcium oxide. When we talk about calcium oxide, hii hapa ni common name, lakini chemical name yake we know it is quicklime and so forth. My student, najua hizi mnazijua and mostly waga zinatokaga kwenye maswali ya kawaida kabisa. Kwamba unakutana unaambiwa uandike this is chemical name, what is the common name, au unapewa common name calcium carbonate uandike chemical name yake, au unapewa hizi calcium oxide unaambiwa uandike chemical name na chemical formula. So simply calcium oxide hii ni common name, lakini chemical name it is quicklime na chemical formula yake ni calcium na oxygen. But also we have the calcium hydroxide. When we talk about calcium hydroxide, chemical name yake mean that it is a slacked lime, ambayo ni calcium OH2. So my student, after looking all this now, there is a task for you here. The aim of task kama ninavyosema kila siku kwamba ni ku enhance your understanding. Make your time, your extra time to have a trial to attempt the task. The question is, describe the method can be used to test the pH scale of the soil. Tuliona ile transverse method and zigzag method, tukaielezea, tukademonstrate na michoro kabisa. So hapa umeambiwa describe, is your own now, is your choice. Utatumia mchoro kudemonstrate kila kitu and so forth. The aim is to enhance your understanding, but also with example explain what do you understand about liming material. Kuna liming and liming material, kwa hiyo unaelewa nini kuhusiana na liming material but with example. So lazima utoe na mifano, and I hope it will be easy for you. Na hapa unaiona kama ni rahisi sana, lakini once you make your time to attempt bila kuangalia, bila kusikiliza, utaona it's hard. Lakini pale ambapo utasikiliza na kutaka kujua, kutry, I hope you will be perfect, and I wish you the best. Thank you, my student. After saying all this, after discussing a lot and providing a task for you, this marks the end of our session. Thank you so much for watching. But I would like to remind you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment our Mida Educare TZ. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a nice moment.
Purchase your tracks today.